Call to the public, Stephen Robinson.
The last shall be first. Stephen Robinson, Golden Valley. In a moment, you'll be hearing from Robert Hall, owner of Great American Pizza, regarding the recall of Supervisor Gene Bishop and about other issues.
Will you pardon me, Your Honor? I'll be right back.
Robert Hall, Great American Pizza. Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, what's the idea of spoiling the game?
I have two questions for Supervisor Angus and Supervisor Bishop. Shortly after the recall was started by Mr. Hall, Miss Angus, you directed me and ordered me to stop the recall, which I couldn't because I didn't start it.
The following is a public service message from Pathological Liars Anonymous.
The recalls against the mayor and of Staley and the recall against Bishop, I never signed anything, but my fingerprints are all over it. For both the Miles and Staley, and for Bishop, I wrote the up to 200-word analysis of why they should be recalled. And it was funny because Dave Hawkins, the reporter on KGMN and KZKE, the stations owned by Joe Hart here in Kingman, this is what he said to me Saturday. He goes, I know that's Steve Robinson all over it. And I told him, my name's not on those petitions, but my fingerprints are all over them. He laughed. He goes, yeah, I knew, Steve, you had written it. He says, yeah, I knew that was Steve Robinson's doings. Stanley Hicks signed it, and because it's sponsored totally by the Kingman Conservatives PAC, I'm going to put together some paperwork for collecting contributions for the PAC, because we're going to plan on doing a series of promotion for candidates for mayor. And
then you made plans, or you directed that the Democrat or the Republicans in the Central Committee that represent elected or registered Republicans throughout the county, you said you wanted to stop them, me and others, from pursuing a recall. The recall is so important, it's part of our First Amendment rights. Yet you want to punish pre-PCs, and you wanted to punish me directly by illegally removing me from the ballot for state committeeman. I want to know why you did that.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Huh?
It's totally inappropriate. It was illegal. It was like voter fraud. Supervisor Bishop.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Are you trying to give me the double talk?
When we filed this report, or this recall petition, Miss Angus, you directed me and ordered me to stop the recall, which I couldn't because I didn't start it. When we filed this report, or this recall petition, it was done so based upon your policies, your actions, your votes. You were the deciding vote to put in a $1,000 a day fine, and even though it did get voted to reduce it to 50, the opportunity to shut down a business that didn't follow those provisions were also approved at the board.
He's asking you if you swear.
No, but I know all the words.
Sadly, you had your allies start making personal attacks on Robert and me.
I will have such a team of allies. When you have Martin Swanty, Scott Dutton, Tim Curry, the guys from Mother Road Harley, and I will do what it takes. I understand one thing. I would only be one of five. I would have to convince this guy named Ron Gould, if I'm elected, I get this Travis Lingenfelter to straighten up and fly right. And if we get rid of Gene Bishop, he wouldn't be far behind, because after he's been in office for 6 months, so next June, we get him out of office. It'll freak people out. There's some of my detractors, but if they see people like Robert and Martin Swanee and Scott Dutton in my corner, a lot of my detractors will shut up because they know they're outnumbered, and I will have the power brokers on my side, and we'll run a great campaign, and people will see me at my best. This would be my opportunity to step in and get elected.
No resource is more precious than freedom. It enriches our personal lives.
When Robert first started, 2.5 years ago, in May of 2018, he was doing like maybe 50, 60 pizzas a week. Now he's doing 200 pizzas a day.
Simply for doing our constitutional right, which is to say if there's abusive power by officials, we have a right to question it. The amount of attacks on Facebook and others is just overwhelming.
The following is a public service message from Pathological Liars Anonymous.
I've been very quiet because it doesn't do any good to answer ridiculous, unfair, and dishonest attacks.
I didn't always lie. No, when I was a kid, I told the truth. But then one day I caught Scott stealing money out of my mother's purse, and I lied. I told her it was homework, that my teacher told me to do it, and she got fired. Yeah, that's what happened.
Will you request your people to stop it at this point? That's my questions. Thank you.